All right, it is time for relationship advice.
I keep my heart under my pillow with my teeth and other lies. I've been waiting on your halo just to shine the light.
The song for relationship advice, Eliza Hardy-Jones. Thank you, Eliza. This comes from Anonymous. My non-basketball question comes in the form of relationship advice. I've been dating my girlfriend since January, and we've moved at a pretty fast pace. We moved into an apartment together in May, have already had several conversations about marriage, kids, and what a wonderful future we could have. So far, our relationship has been wonderful. However, her parents are not a fan of me in the slightest bit. See, my girlfriend and I grew up on, quote, opposite sides of the tracks, per se. I come from a poor blue-collar family, while she hails from an upper middle-class family. To them, I'll never be good enough for their daughter. What should I do to win them over, if that's even something I should try to do? P.S. I'll be emailing LL Pavorsky at some point. So what do you do about the parents that don't like you?
I've never had that problem. I'm just so likable.
Mm-hmm. Undeniable.
Undeniably likable. The
Yeah.
Sixers can attest. They have only warm feelings towards me and everything I've ever said. I don't know. I mean, if there's a, it's hard to know if they're at fault or the parents are just like, shitty.
Yeah.
And so if they're shitty, then there's nothing. I don't want to tell you to change, because if they suck, then fuck them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe try to, find common ground.
Sports, isn't that?
Yeah, that's something calm like sports.
Yeah. So I had one set of parents that didn't like me, but she was terrible, and they were terrible. He used to be in the FBI, the dad, and she was from New Hampshire.
Tough parents to not like you.
Yeah, he showed me once, basically, like, that he could find out anything about anybody, and I just thought to myself, like, dude, what do you think I'm up to? Anyway.
People love to be the tough dad, and that is the coolest thing you could do is like show your kid's significant other, like, I have a
threats.
Gun. Yeah, I have a gun, and also the full weight of the government at my disposal. So
not only can I do whatever I want, I can get away with it.
Anytime you guys disagree on what movie to see, I'm fucking coming after you.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing a dad can do.
But my in-laws seem to like me a lot. Here's what I would say. Instead of assuming the worst, they could be shitty, but let's assume that they're not shitty and they're just protective of their daughter, who they care about a lot, and they're just suspicious. I'm generally suspicious of, people who come close to those close to me. I think the best thing to do is to, instead of hiding, I'm not saying to bring it up, but instead of hiding from it and making it make you smaller, I would say, you got to be undeniably friendly and open and show them that you're taking care of their daughter. I basically think my advice would be that a lot of times when conflict like this happens, you would tend to avoid them because they don't like you, or tend to, figure that it's hopeless. I would say be overtly friendly is what I would say. And that would not, you don't have to bring them a bottle of wine every time you see them, but sort of things like, if you are smiling and happy and greet them positively, it is very hard for them to be negative toward you to continue to be, and hope that the way that you treat their daughter eventually turns it around. But that's my advice. Don't run from it. Don't let them convince you basically to just sort of bow out and let them hate you. Make it difficult for them to hate you. That's my advice.